held on Monday on how to deal with the refugee crisis. More EU countries have said they are imposing border checks to deal with the influx of migrants. The ministers agreed in principle to relocate 120,000 asylum seekers and also proposed a series of measures, including the Trust Fund for Africa, which is aimed at improving economic and social conditions. Now, for more on this, Marija Nikolovska of the International Organization for Migration joins us from our Pretoria studios. Good evening, Marija, and thank you for joining us. Migration.
Good evening. Thank you.
Yes, migration is a historical process. It has shaped human history. What makes this one different?
Well, as it was said in your report, and then as we can hear from the reports, especially from the beginning of this year, why is this so special? It's because, again, of the sufferings of the migrants, their increased protection needs throughout the process, from the point when they decide to take the migration journey up to the final destination, to the desired European Union country. And of course, we have witnessed, especially in 2014 and from the beginning to up to date, several thousand deaths, again, as a result of this process.
Now, Marija, do you think that Europe should do more to address the current refugee crisis?
Certainly, Europe should do more, but what I would like to say is that the approach needs to be coordinated as well, and equally participation from the countries where the migrants are coming from is needed. If I may say an example of again, of a good action that is happening as we speak this week in Ghana, and it is hosted by the government of Ghana and the African Union Commission, where the countries from the African continent, but also including several interregional bodies, are actually got together and they're talking about migration issues on the African continent. They're also talking about the free movement of people, then about the labor mobility and the benefits of the positive migration, and at the same time about the integrated border management.
Marija, do you think that it is fair for world leaders to say that Europe must accept responsibility for the refugee crisis it is currently experiencing? Is it fair?
As I've mentioned earlier, I don't think that having like one-side approach or blaming only the European Union for the crisis will lead to any solution. Again, a very thorough and a comprehensive look into what are the root causes of this issue, why there is such a high number at this point of migrants that actually are taking this very dangerous journey to reach the safe country of their desired location in European Union or in some other countries in the world.
And Marija, if you look at those root causes, apart from war, there is the issue of food insecurity that's been caused by drought that has led many to emigrate. Is the European Union Fund going to address the root cause of the crisis?
Yes, I believe the food security are looking into the causes of food insecurities and droughts or the climate changes even that will lead to, again, the irregular migration. Or illegal migration will be addressed with the fund. But as you may know, all these details will be laid at the upcoming meeting, a high-level meeting between the African Union leaders and the European Union leaders that will be held in November. There are many examples from different countries in Africa, again, of successful programs where, again, the needs of the people that will accept the journey to migrate, be that because of, as you've mentioned, the food insecurity, because of the floods, or because of the war situation, and by giving them an empowerment in terms of economic sustainability or possibility to start up a business that further will develop in a more sustainable income for them. As I've mentioned, there are many examples throughout the continent with the support of European Union and other donor countries.
Now, Marija, there are those who are of the view that the fund is meant to effectively persuade Africans to stay at home rather than move to Europe. What is your opinion on this?
As I've mentioned, and as I'm representing the International Organization for Migration, we believe that actually migration benefits both countries and the migrant itself. Again, the benefits are from the countries where the person is coming from through the transiting country, and again the country where the migrant would love to go. Again, gaining experience, and there are many examples through working with diaspora, and actually bringing back the knowledge in the country back is present and is ongoing.
Marija, finally, how rife is the refugee crisis in Africa?
Okay, I'll tell you briefly a few numbers. The estimate of the migration worldwide is there 232 million. In Africa, the estimate of migrants is at about 19 million. Out of these, at about 2.7 million are refugees, and I'm talking about refugees in Africa, which consist of at about 26% of overall refugee population worldwide. So there are numbers of refugees representing the countries as Democratic Republic of Congo and or from Somalia and Eritrea. What is important to emphasize and mention is that, again, with working together with the UN Specialized Agency of Refugees and respective countries, these refugees are given an opportunity to be resettled in safe countries.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Marija, for giving us that update, this comprehensive update on what's happening with the refugee crisis. That was Marija Nikolovska from the International Organization for Migration talking to us from our Pretoria studios. I'll be back.